Well, hello, everyone. Hello, this is Alexandra L hosting The Pulse. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We have some breaking news before we get into my monologue. The first breaking news is a tsunami advisory in Hawaii. Unfortunately, they had a huge tsunami, huge weather issues going on in Hawaii. But of course, Oprah Winfrey doesn't want to open up the streets because she has billion-dollar homes, multi-million-dollar homes in Hawaii. And people are saying, can you please open up the streetway so we can get out and be safe? But it's Oprah Winfrey, everybody, Democratic socialist. So of course she's not going to help the people. So they're suffering right now. So if anybody dies because of this tsunami, blame Oprah Winfrey, please. The second breaking news, this is just a very heinous act that happened to an innocent man, a Virginia councilman. A lot of people in Virginia know this man. He was set on fire by an attacker in his office. He was literally sitting in his office, and this guy comes with a can of gas and pours it all over him and lights a match and burns the guy to the point where he has third-degree burns. He's currently in the burn unit right now in a hospital in Virginia. Our hearts go out to him and to his family. He's married with children. I've never personally met him, but I've heard very good things about him. And of course, our thoughts and prayers go to his family and to him. And this is major breaking news. In the 2020 census, there was supposed to be 5 new congressional districts for Republicans in the state of Texas, as well as 2 new congressional districts in the state of Florida and so forth. It was supposed to be more red congressional districts in 2020. Well, that didn't happen. Well, guess what? Governor Greg Abbott of Texas is taking the lead on this, and he's remapping his districts in Texas so that they're going to have, hopefully, if it gets voted in, 5 new congressional districts that are Republican. So he's going to get rid of the Democrat districts and put in 5 new ones. And everyone says, oh, this is gerrymandering. This is gerrymandering. It's not gerrymandering because that's originally what was written in the original 2020 census. Also in the state of Florida, my governor, Ron DeSantis, he was supposed to get 28 congressional districts. He is doing everything he can to remap the state of Florida so that we have 1 new red congressional district. It's a hardcore Republican district. I know the area very well. It's very close to where Byron Donalds is, and it's a very hardcore red district. But in order for that to happen, votes have to be made. It has to be voted in, and hopefully Florida, Texas, and other states will follow, and we will have these congressional districts so that we can expand the House of Representatives to more Republican. And now we go to my monologue. Well, guys, since January 20th of 2025, President Trump has signed multiple executive orders, worked on bringing peace to the world, and he works on that every single day. More illegals every day are being removed from our country. Thousands and thousands upon thousands of illegals are being removed. The Trump tax cuts are officially now into effect by the passing of the big, beautiful bill. And the cost of gas and eggs is finally going down. I can tell you, I went to the grocery store yesterday. I bought 10 things for $80. So I know the cost of eggs is going down. The manufacturing jobs are on the up and up, and corrupt federal employees are still getting the boot. Sounds like a great day for America, right? Sounds good to me. But the issue is we have too many mouthpieces, too many opinions, and not enough facts that are swirling around in the mainstream media. That's why we at America's Pulse Network, we are not fake news. We are not the mainstream media. We are the conservative media at the White House. We are conservative media. We combat the CNNs of the world, and we are always at the head of the table. For trusted news, guys, listen to us. Like and subscribe to us. Follow us, because we are raw, we are real, and we are never afraid. Now, guys, we have a jam-packed show for you tonight, so let me introduce you to my other hosts and guests. Tonight, this guy taught us all about what hallway sex is. Our very own, the Hammer, Damon Gallo of the Jersey Shore.
Hello, everybody. We can get into hallway sex later, but
we'll ask his wife later. Just kidding. And our other special guest, Popeye the Sailorman, our very own, oh my God, I almost called him Scott, Seth Eisenberg of the Conservative Corner.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. It's good to see you, man, fellow tribesman.
Yes.
And of course, let's see if this woman likes bananas today or oranges. Our very own fruit liaison, and we'll have to replay that clip. Elena Barber from the Based Mother.
Don't make me tell you my knock-knock joke about bananas and oranges.
And don't ever say free Gaza in this guy's presence. Our very special guest, retired Lieutenant Colonel Scott Willens. Very nice to see you, Scott. Yeah, that was a fun show last night. No, do not say free Gaza tonight. And hopefully we have our other special guest, Stephen Carr. If you've ever entered the Lion's Den, you'll definitely want to enter the Lion's Den with my special guest, Steve Carr, from the Lion's Den from Pennsylvania, Stephen Carr. And if he's not in, we hopefully, I know we were having some technical difficulties with him. If it doesn't, hopefully if he comes back on, we'll bring him on. But right now, let's bring on everybody else. Yay! It's good to see everybody. Awesome. And hopefully everything's working with Steve. So guys, we're going to go to the first segment. So segment 1 is Liberal Cities versus World War II. So I'm going to put up one image. Let's put up the first image. Damon, share it. So it says, breaking. The Manhattan gunman has been tentatively identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, reportedly of Las Vegas. The piece of trash is now deceased after killing an NYPD officer and shooting multiple others. Rot in hell, which I agree. And let's put up the second slide, please. So breaking, New York City Mayor Eric Adams confirms that 6 people were shot, 4 people were killed, including the police officer Didarul Islam in the Manhattan office building. Rest in peace, Officer Islam. So, of course, this is a big story. This guy walks out in broad daylight with a semi-automatic weapon, which is crazy, but that happens in New York. And he went up to a financial building in Midtown Manhattan, which I know very well, 51st and Park Avenue, which is near the headquarters of the NFL, Blackstone, and many other prominent people. And 2 Jewish women were actually murdered as a result of this asshole, pardon my language. And my question to you, Scott Willens, was this a terrorist attack? Was this an anti-Semitic attack? What do you think? And what do you think should be the, I guess, what should happen in New York going forward with this?
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to call it an anti-Semitic attack, or maybe even not even terrorism. I mean, anything that's terroristic like that is certainly going to. The ideology is almost immaterial. We've yet to find out motives, but from what they've gleaned thus far, he had some traumatic brain injury and was trying to get even with the NFL for that, and may have wound up on the wrong floor. But it makes sense given his history and his injuries and other issues. Certainly no excuse for anything. I think the fact that you're dealing with downtown Manhattan in a pretty prestigious building, you're going to have some of our tribes people there working. I think that's an unfortunate coincidence. He also killed a Bangladeshi Islamic off-duty police officer who is, when we think about moderate Muslims, that's who we should be thinking about and lauding, and we just lost one of them yesterday. So I don't think there's anything nefarious as far as anti-Semitism goes there. I mean, certainly the issues that I find far more upsetting is the fact that you have Eric Adams emphasizing that this is senseless gun violence again, and obviously not caring at all about the senseless fists and kicking in Cincinnati that has nothing to do with a firearm. And they will use that, of course, as their dog whistle and their clarion call to have stricter gun laws in one of the most strict places where it is, and nobody can carry to defend themselves that would have stopped this, as happened in Traverse City with the Marine Corps veteran who stopped a knife wielding schmuck. So, I think the bigger issues are letting our guard down in this very same Manhattan that had a 9/11 attack, and we should know better.
Seth, I'm going to turn to you. As you know, they have this idiot who's running for mayor, Mondami, who's a known anti-Semite, who called for the defunding of police. Now he comes out and says, oh my God, my hearts go out to the police officer who died and all the police officers, who helped out, in this incident. What say you about that, Mofo? What say you for New York if, God forbid, this guy becomes the mayor?
Well, if he becomes the mayor, New York, it'll become a bigger shithole than it already is. There's no way of getting around that. And I mean, all this happened in New York. You got to remember, New York, if you're a police officer from another state, you can't carry in New York City. You will be arrested for carrying your off-duty weapon if you're not an NYPD or a state trooper or a sheriff. They will arrest you. So if you're a Maryland state trooper, you go to New York and you're carrying, they'll arrest you. I mean, it's New York. It used to be a cool city to go. I have family in New York. I was born in New York. I mean, it used to be a cool place to go. You hang out, you take the 4-hour drive, go hang out in Times Square, have some pizza, drink a beer, and you come home. I wouldn't go there. I would rather, no, I'm going to say it's a toss-up between there and Baltimore now. They're both the world's biggest outdoor shooting ranges. You're not safe in either city. Mm-hmm. Baltimore's number 4 in the country now for most dangerous city there is?
Yeah, Baltimore City. Where's
New York and all that? Where are their cities? If they're not up in the top 10, I'm calling bullshit. And if he becomes mayor, it's going to just get worse. It's going to become a socialist haven. And it's going to be drug addicts and all sorts of crap going on because, hey, he approves of it.
It's certainly not the New York City of Giuliani where you could go with 750,000 people to see Garth Brooks in Central Park and there was no crime.
I mean, he took Hell's Kitchen and he made it not Hell's Kitchen because I used to live in Hell's Kitchen, so I know. Yeah, it's very different. I turn to you, Elena, on this. What do you think for the future of New York? I know you're from Massachusetts, but I think you know people in New York or you know New York City.
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I was there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah. No. And then I went to college in Boston and ultimately settled there. But yes, no, I'm a born and bred New Yorker, and it breaks my heart, what I'm seeing here. So Mamdani gave a press conference today, and he was echoing Kathy Hochul's call for a nationwide assault weapons ban, and he said that when he becomes mayor, that he's going to make it his mission to ban guns in New York and beyond. So he kind of showed his hand there that he's just looking at being mayor of New York as a stepping stone, and he wants to take his crazy ideology far beyond the borders of the 5 boroughs right on day one. And that wouldn't surprise me at all. This man hates cops, and it was very disingenuous hearing him praise the police officer. He wasn't actually off duty. He was on a security detail. They hire cops in uniform to be security guards. And it's just a moneymaker for cops in the police department. So, he was armed, but he got shot in the back. He was turned away when the man walked in, and that cop was the first one who died. And it's tragic, but had the people of New York, had the security guard been armed, then there would have been less death at that shooting because somebody would have taken him out. So Democrats just refused to see that very basic truth that a good guy with a gun would have stopped him.
I agree with you. Damon Galdo, I turn to you. You live in New Jersey, and you're hoping to God that you get a Republican governor in there because your current governor is a piece of shit and he doesn't do anything, to help the crime or lower the crime in the state of New Jersey. So, and, Jack, I mean, New York, New Jersey, I mean, you're right on that border there. So how can we ensure that Mondami doesn't become the next mayor of New York City, but how can we ensure that somebody will come in there and just lower the crime level in New York City, make it better and safer so people like yourself, people like me, people like Seth, Elena can go back to New York City and not be in fear of their lives?
Well, first thing I just want to say to prove to my wife, I haven't said a word since everybody thought I didn't interrupt because she cooked the cute. If you've seen my last episode, she said I interrupt a lot. So get that out of the way. So, but yeah. So, and going to your question, how do we secure that Donnie does get elected? You can't fix stupid. That's all I can tell you. If people want to vote for him, he blatantly comes out and says that he is going to tax the rich. He's going to tax white people. He wants to defund the police. He wants social workers to come in instead. Okay. How would a social worker handle that situation with that gunman? They would have got shot and killed. Number one, that's right out in the forefront. Why didn't he have social workers standing guard at his wedding in Uganda? No, he had 9 armed guards. He had cell phone blockers, and he wants to be the socialist guy here, there, and say that he even openly said that I'm not working. If I run out of money, I'll go back to my parents, and they'll pay for the rest of my campaign. This, that, and the other. So the guy is a fraud, up and down. Of course he is, and common sense people know that. Everyone else that pays attention to different news media or whoever it might be, I don't know. I mean, it's just he is capturing a base of young people that are very far left and basically are stuck because they went to college and they got these loans from government loans that came out of our taxpayer dollars. We can get into all that later, but they're so in debt they have nowhere to turn right now. And that is a socialist scam as it is. And he is a socialist. So maybe they'll realize one day, hopefully we can get the message out to them, but I don't know if it's too late. I mean, I hope it's not. I hope we can get the message out there. I don't live in New York. I know it's my neighbor. I never liked New York because I'm a Philly guy. And I don't even like Philly anymore because I moved from there because Philly's a shithole too. But New York, it was just a rival thing with New York. That's the only reason why I didn't like New York. But if they vote him in, then you get what you deserve.
I have no sympathy. I have no.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, I can only protect New Jersey the best I can and surrounding area. But people will realize, and they may have to realize the hard way, if he gets voted in, and you have the people that make the money and make New York go around, New York City go around, they're going to leave because they're not going to deal with his shit, and they're going to.
We're gonna move down to Florida.
Yeah, exactly. And the city will collapse, and crime will be up because social workers aren't stopping gunmen like that. And it's unfortunate that they may have to learn the hard way. I hope not. You know, if they have to listen to us, to our show, or me, or anybody, I don't care who it is, it'd be great. But I don't have hope that they're going to. So sometimes I had to do it when I was young. I had to learn the hard way with a lot of stuff because I was hard-headed. So I'm just hoping they don't have to, but I think they're going to have to.
Well, turning now to another brutal attack that happened in Cincinnati over the weekend. As you know, it was a gang of black men, and I'm saying the race because it's true. It's a gang of black men that beat up a bunch of innocent, white young men and women at this jazz festival. It's disgusting that you can't even go to a music festival for fear of being attacked because of the color of your skin. And we'll even get that into that later in segment 4. And then you have city officials like this woman, Victoria Parks, who said this was a good thing. It was a good thing that white people got beat up and that she's grateful that these white people got beat up. Well, there was a picture of the white girl today, one of the white girls, I don't know her name, I wish I did. And she had like black and blue, a purple eye she couldn't even see. And the fact is the people were filming this. They were filming these white people getting attacked instead of calling the police, instead of doing something about it. Nobody had a firearm with them. Nobody had any protection on them. It's disgusting to stand there and film somebody being innocently and brutally attacked for no reason. I pivot to you.
I'm sorry. I just want to put this out there right up, and everyone can take over afterwards. If it was the opposite, it would have been national news riots.
Oh, yeah.
And that is this thing. And by the way, the shooter, CNN, was white. Even though they had a picture of the guy, I mean, he's a black and maybe a little Asian, whatever. I mean, they had a picture of him already. They had the picture of him, and he's probably white.
Yeah, you're talking about
that mentality's got to stop. All right,
yeah, that's true.
It just does. So go ahead, anybody.
No, but like you said, and we talked about CNN in my monologue, how they're fake news. They're the mainstream media. I would love for Caroline Leavitt and the president to revoke their White House press credentials because they're detriments to our nation and they spew out fake news and they're just opinion pieces or just mouthpieces. But I pivot, to Elena on this. Elena, you're a mom. What if, God forbid, you saw your son, being brutally attacked, by these people and nobody was doing anything and people were filming your son being attacked? Put yourself in that position.
Every time I see something like that, I put myself in that position. I think about the people, my son, the people I love, and this could be any of us being almost, it's a miracle that woman is alive after that hit. That grown man punched her in the face. The way she hit the pavement, and was knocked out. I thought there was going to be a terrible story about brain damage, or at a minimum after that. What do I think about it? I mean, hey, this is something that unfortunately nobody wants to talk about. We're seeing more and more of this completely unhinged, like, I don't want to call it animalistic behavior in this segment of the Black community, and I don't want to, label the whole Black community, because it's not fair, but there is a large subset of the community that acts like this, and it's not fair to animals, because animals do not act in such uncivilized ways. They have order in how they interact with each other within their family units and beyond. And the fact that Victoria Parks, I just want to read her exact quote from Facebook. She wrote, "They begged for that beat down. I am grateful for the whole story." So the fact that a city councilor, she was in charge of, racial diversity, DEI programs within the city. Like, she hates white people. And I mean, if you need any more proof than what she saw, than that quote, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just disgusted and saddened that we can't go out in public anymore. You will never catch me at a jazz fest like that, or any concert. I'm not going anywhere that there's a crowd anymore until we get this country under control.
And Seth, I pivot this to you. You have a son also. I mean, your son is very tall. He could beat up a bunch of people. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind, but still, it's very disgusting and disturbing. Now, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, she is investigating it. The DOJ is on top of it, as well as Kash Patel, the FBI. But I mean, how can we stop this crap from happening in our country? I pivot to you, Seth.
We need to start telling minorities no. No, you can't do this. No, you don't get to march. No, you don't get to riot and do this just because you feel like you've been slighted, or because something happened 400 years ago and you still can't get the fuck over it. No. And if you do it, you're going to get bent over and get your ass spanked like anybody else in the world. You're not special. You're not more important. You're not the winner of the victimhood Olympics. There are people other than you that have suffered fucking far more worse and more recent. And you don't see them out there showing their goddamn ass in public and beating on people because someone says a word. If a word pisses you off that much that you lose physical control of your body, you're a fucking animal. And you should be put down where you stand and tossed into a dumpster because you're not a member of society. You're an animal, and we don't need you. And if that's racist, then I'm the biggest goddamn racist in the world. That would go for white people. That would go for Jewish people. That would go for Asians. Anybody. If you can't control yourself, stay in your goddamn house, eat bonbons, and watch World Star Hip Hop. Stay there because we don't want you. And if you come out in public and you do that, they should mob you with baseball bats. It should be another scene from Casino where they just beat you senseless until every bone in your body is broken with a baseball bat because you don't know how to act. I'm tired of it. I'd go out in public now and I wait and pray that some schmuck walks up to me and does that because he'll be picking his teeth up for the next 10 minutes and it'll look real funny at the next family reunion eating corn on the cob with no teeth. It's stuff that's got to end. It's got to end. And it doesn't matter if they're white, black. It doesn't matter. I'm tired of hearing about, well, I'm black. I've been oppressed. Well, I'm Jewish. 6 million of my people died. But I have not once used as an excuse to go beat on people that had nothing to do with it. Not once. There's no excuse for acting like a child or acting like a retarded animal. And that's what they acted like.
I agree 100%. Scott, I pivot to you because, as you know, you live in a state where your governor, tried to push reparations, for Black people. Even though he vetoed the bill, of course, the General Assembly will overturn his veto, and he knows that. But he did an interview recently where he talked about how Black people are suppressed and Black people get beat up all the time and they get thrown into jail by white police officers all the time. What say you about this? I mean, does the Black people really look, suppressed in Cincinnati after what they did to innocent white people?
Absolutely not. And Seth, to your point, if you have any animals that get their teeth knocked in, I do veterinary dentistry, so feel free to send them my way. No, I mean, when Victoria Parks is kind of what happens when you have Maxine Waters unchecked, going around talking about, you surround these people and you tell them they're not welcome. And the folks that say, well, we're going to get this through nonviolent means, but if we can't get it, including reparations, and we're going to go through violent means, the reparations argument, and Charlie Kirk has some really good examples on the debate floor for this, where does it start and where does it end? What do you take away from people who never oppressed anyone to give to someone who is never oppressed? What percentage, Pocahontas is what, 1,000 something, 1/1000th Native American. Where do you go with that? My kids are quarter Mexican and one is an eighth Cherokee, and they don't even check that block on their applications when they've applied to schools, when they've applied to jobs. They believe in the same meritocracy that I instilled in them. They've done that for their undergrad, for the grad program. My son just turned 20 today and got accepted to the bachelor to master's program in forensic accounting at Stevenson, and really proud of him. But I said, what do you want to do with that? I mean, he could work. You have work cut out for him at Doge. But this is like the purge, and I think another person who's stoking the flames of this and what people think their rights are to do and unto other people. I don't know if you've heard of this Sean Paul Reyes guy who goes around antagonizing in public buildings and police and hospitals and saying that he can be in places where he's not. And he just FAFO'd the other day in Groton and was arrested finally. But everyone thinks they know what their rights are and how they can impose their will and their desires on other people. I will tell you the reparations is still coming through when it comes down to whether it's Mamdani talking about preferentially taxing white neighborhoods, or it's certain zip codes. When you listen to those ridiculous commercials with William Shatner about your Medicare and Medicaid, and if you live in a certain zip code, you may be entitled to certain other benefits. That's code speak for you live in this minority neighborhood and you're going to get more back to you. So it's so blurred everywhere, but it can never happen, because how do you for Obama, for example, he's not African American. I mean, he was whether he was born here or not, whether he's a native citizen or not is almost immaterial. Like his family just came off the boat when mine did. He's not oppressed here. He was president. You have ridiculous spokespeople who have no credibility of their own to even receive any of this. So I don't know that that argument will ever get any traction beyond talking points. I hope it doesn't, but I think it had. But it does get that insidious backdoor kind of look in terms of wealth redistribution, and we do it on a global scale too. We were doing it with USAID, and thankfully that's gone, but we still do it. I mean, it's just whether it's the climate accords or whatever else, green is the new red, or whatever other way you want to spin global Marxism and Islamo-Marxism. It's about redistribution of American wealth for things that we did, in our exceptionalism and meritocracy, that then has to go to everybody else because they're lazy motherfuckers.
Well, we only have like one second because the segment's already been over. Damon Galda, I just wanted to get your final.
I know we're over, so I'll hit it quick. Scott, you said that you do veterinary work on dental work. Have you ever worked on the animal that lives on top of Maxine Waters' head at all? Have you ever?
I've called animal control on it several times, and I am up to date on my rabies, but I still think that's out of my scope. I'd send it to a specialist.
So, all right, I'll just end with this. Yeah, it has to stop. We have to stop pushing all this stuff. I mean, it's getting out of control, and I could go into this very deep, but I know we have to move on. So let's go to the next segment, and we can talk about it later on.
Thank you, Damon Galda. Well, we have our APN promo coming up, and then we'll be right back. We will be here right back after the break.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up, because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network, It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Well, guys, we are back with segment 2 of The Pulse, illegal criminals versus real criminals. And of course, I talk about the state of Maryland a lot because I have people on our show from the state of Maryland. I work a lot in the state of Maryland, especially with campaigns and so forth. So, so this week we had Maryland lawmakers touring an ICE detention center, and we'll put up image 1, Damon Sherrod. So first image, Maryland Democrats, and Scott and Seth, you know these guys very well. Members of Maryland's congressional delegation aren't being let in to tour Baltimore ICE detention facility. It looks like a sit-in. So there you have Senator Chris Van Hollen, Congressman, his name, he goes by Kwasi Mafume, but his real name is Fizzle Gray. So we're going to call him his real name, Fizzle Gray. The new U.S. Senator Angela Asselbrooks, and then I don't know who that woman is on the left. And also Congressman Joe Ivey was there as well. And then we'll put up the second image, Damon Sherrod. Second image, oh, there we go. A number of Maryland officials are speaking under touring an ICE holding facility in Baltimore. So actually, we have Fizzle Gray, who's behind the mic. Then to the right of him, you have the new Congressman, Johnny Oshefsky. Then you have the new Congresswoman, Sarah Elfrith. Then you have the anti-Semite bastard, Senator Chris Van Hollen. And then you have the loser, the new Senator, Angela Asselbrooks. So you have all these morons. These are take a look, guys. Take a look, viewers. These are hardcore socialist Democrat assholes that are senators and congressmen in the state of Maryland. I go to you first, Seth Eisenberg, on this because you know these motherfuckers. And I curse because I have to tell the viewers who these people really are because they keep getting elected over and over and over again. I've called upon certain organizations to primary out these mofos. I hope that we have hardcore Republicans that can hopefully one day, get these people out of office. But it's hard in the state of Maryland when you're going up against Democrat U.S. senators and Democrat congressmen. And of course, Larry Hogan lost against Angela Asselbrooks because he's a rhino mofo, and he really hurt a lot of the Republican base in the state of Maryland. They say, well, if Larry Hogan can't win, then nobody can win. So again, Seth, going to you, are you embarrassed as a Marylander that you have these mofo Democrat socialist congressmen and senators that are combating ICE on your taxpayer dollars, by the way?
Well, get ready for it, everybody.
Here we go. Curse it out. Oh, no, you're muted.
You're muted.
No,
you're muted.
You're muted. No, Seth. No.
We can't hear you.
Right, unmute yourself.
I'm going to say, I don't think we've met yet. My name is Seth, and I'm not embarrassed by shit. They can do what they want to do. It doesn't reflect on me. Maryland's a lost cause. It's because of the spineless, gutless, jellyfish Republican central committees that we have in this state that don't do anything. From Frederick County on up, the central committees don't do shit. And if they can't hear me, I'm calling you all spineless turds that don't do anything except throw happy hours and Christmas parties. That's all they do in Maryland for the Republican Central Committees is have parties. That's all they do. That's it.
Picnics.
And picnics and
Lincoln Reagan dinners.
And they don't do. They collect this money. And my question, I don't give money anymore to the Republican Party of Maryland because if I did, I'd be going, where's my money going? What are you doing with all the money I give you? Are you just using it to fund the next party? Because if that's what it is, I'll just join a country club, save my money, and go to better parties. But Maryland's a lost cause. It's never going to change, and schmucks like this are going to get elected over and over and over again. Kwasi Mafume, I know a police officer that pulled him over for speeding and told me point blank he's the biggest piece of shit he's ever dealt with his entire life.
Frizzle
And he was
Greg.
looking for reasons to arrest him, but couldn't because he was on his way to Congress and there's nothing he could do. They were in session, so he had to let him go. But he said if he ever had a chance, he would put a nightstick across his face. Biggest racist he ever met in his life. Had no respect for police, nothing. So whatever he says about police, he's lying. He's anti-cop. He can say all he is. I know for a fact he's not. I know the cop he did it to. And I trust that cop more than I trust that piece of shit. But Maryland will never change. It's never going to change. We had Hogan, Rhino. He wasn't a Republican. He campaigned for the Democrat governor we have now because he didn't like Dan Cox because Dan Cox didn't kiss his ass.
Right.
That's the only reason. And the Republican Party, what'd they do? Funneled money to the Democrat governor for his campaign. And fucking idiots are still giving money to the Republican Party in Maryland and then going, geez, why does Maryland suck so bad? Why can't we elect a Republican? I don't know what to do. Here, take my money. It's like Maryland is like the magnet for retarded people. Retarded Republicans come to Maryland, throw their money at people, drink cocktails, and go, man, if we could only elect a good Republican, Maryland would be great. Give me another martini.
Seth, what you said retarded is the second time, and I just want to clarify. I know that Seth doesn't mean ill by that. He's not. No. Would never make fun of someone who was born retarded. No. We just make fun of people who were born and then became retarded.
Yeah, my grandson's autistic.
Political correctness. I think most people should know by now that really means anything ill will about it because I have. My brother-in-law is severely autistic.
And my grandson's,
I think it's out the window.
My grandson's nonverbal autistic, so I'm not making fun of anybody. My grandson's nonverbal, so I'm not.
I didn't think so. I'm just clarifying.
Scott, let me pivot to you now because you're a Marylander, and this affects you too. And I'm going to pose the same question you I did to Seth. Are you embarrassed as a Marylander that you have your Democrat leadership that's working to combat ICE? They're going against President Trump's executive orders. They're going against DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, Moderstor Thomas Homan. I mean, this is just insane. I'm waiting for Thomas Homan to arrest these mofos. I'm waiting for Pam Bondi to charge your entire state of Maryland because the governor needs to be charged, and anybody that goes against Trump's executive orders need to be charged. What say you about this?
Shouldn't I be proud to be in the state of the Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia? No, I'm also not proud to be in a state that yells "oh" during the national anthem, but that's another matter. I have my share of disenfranchisement, disenchantment of every place I've lived, whether it was New Jersey or Minnesota or now Maryland. I'm embarrassed that we have a governor who has stolen valor. I'm embarrassed for the taxes. I mean, thankfully, with my VA disability, it doesn't affect me quite as much, but it affects my family. It affects my friends and other people I care about in a whole state here. It's definitely going down the drain of cryptic Marxism faster than most, and it's right near that center of gravity, the black hole suck that is Washington D.C. and helps it go. So everyone who's here in politics is kind of geographically and in all ways tied to and closer to that nationally political scene and has aspirations for that. And so I think everything gets magnified here. I was a big supporter of Dan Cox. I agree with what Seth said about the Central Committee. So many of them supported Kelly Schultz, who was a Hoganite, who was for Lockdown Larry, and they threw Dan Cox under the bus, and they'll do it again. I mean, I am, for the most part, I think the Central Committee in Carroll County does a really good job. There's a couple of outliers, but they've gotten their act together. They have a great new president in Mercedes, but and I think there's positive things for them in the future. But that's one county, and they've all got to get together and hedging bets and saying this person is. I get it. They want to make sure that someone's a viable candidate in a largely blue state, but it doesn't have to be. And with all the damage that he has done in such a short time, I don't think it'll be too difficult to topple. I'm going to see at the event on Sunday with John Myrick and Tim and and hopefully whatever I can do to help John to beat Wes Moore.
Thank you. Damon Galdo, I'm going to pivot this to you, and I'm asking you the question, why are lawmakers putting legal criminals before their own? You have issues in your state of New Jersey. Elena Hava is going to prosecute a New Jersey congresswoman who was combating ICE agents. I mean, it was caught all over video. She was like beating up and pushing the ICE agent. And she's like, I'm a lawmaker. You can't touch me. You know, what say you about that, Damon?
Yeah, it was Congressman McIver and Roz Baraka, the mayor of Newark, who was running for governor at the time, thought they could push their way through an ICE detention facility in Newark. And she assaulted ICE members of ICE and federal officers as well. And they're bringing charges against her, as they should. Mm-hmm. And Hakeem Jeffries, actually, we talked about that last week. Hakeem Jeffries, and he tried to get rid of her and had the federal judges try to vote her out. But as of right now, she's back in for now. I want to refer back to Seth's comment about Hakeem Jeffries last week on the Pulse, because I almost fell off my chair, by the way. Thank you for that, Seth. But yeah, no, I got a lot to say about it. I'm very tired of the Democrats making an issue out of something, something like this, illegal immigration. Because in the state of New Jersey, as taxpayers, we pay $7.3 billion because we're a sanctuary state. $7.3 billion comes out of taxpayer everyone who pays taxes for illegal immigrants that are here. That's either for their schooling, their medical, or some are on food stamps, whatever it may be. That's what it costs the working people in New Jersey for illegal immigrants. If you were to take that $7.3 billion that we all pay and reallocate it back to the 360 million homes in the state of New Jersey and give it back to the taxpayers, you could lower property taxes by over $2,000 a year in the state that's the highest property tax state in the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, if that was the case, if I was to do that, if somebody told me they were going to do that, I'm voting for you right away, immediately, because we are so overtaxed in New Jersey. Why are we paying more for illegal immigrants to be here? We don't want to be a sanctuary state. And $7.3 billion is a lot for a state, for something that you don't want. And looking at the Democrats sitting by that door, they're going to do something. Keep doing it. Keep lowering yourself into the basement like you're relevant. They're not. They're at the lowest rating they've been in 30 years. What are they polling? They're like the Democrat Party altogether is at like 30%. And if you look at people that really like the Democrat Party, they're sticking with 100%. They're very happy with them. It's like 8%. That's way in the basement. So let them keep doing the stupid stuff. And I hope that the voters will start to realize it as long as we get the message out. But let them keep doing it, because it's starting. They're starting to show themselves that they don't have anywhere to go. Look at Smallwell, in the school. I could be working right now. I'm going to be throwing the basketball. They're all embarrassing. They're
Mr. Fang Fang.
They're like, I'm at the gym right now, benching 125 pounds. Like, really?
He's disgusting. Yeah.
Keep in mind that whether it's New Jersey or Maryland, not one of these people stood for DJ Daniel in the State of the Union.
Nope,
they claim to care about
black
and brown kids all over the world in cages. They wouldn't stand for a single kid with cancer.
It was one woman Democrat lawmaker that did, but it's
she did. You're right about that.
Right. But I'm going to pivot to Elena, because Elena and I, we live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. We live in Florida, where we have alligator Alcatraz, but we have rhinos in the state legislation in Florida. We have a Congresswoman, Maria Salazar, who calls for amnesty for illegals, which is crazy. And I know she uses her platform. She's Hispanic. She speaks Spanish on all the press conferences. She uses her Spanish platform, to say, hey, I'm here for my, Hispanic community. I believe in amnesty, for illegals. But it's funny. She tries to separate illegal criminals from illegal aliens. But what she's actually doing is she's doing a detriment to her messaging and a detriment to the people in the state of Florida. What say you about that, Elena?
Well, I didn't see one positive response to that. Not one. Everybody called her out on it and said, take that idea and pound it.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure there are going to be some illegal aliens, but they don't get a say. And that's the good news, and some Democrats will get behind her on that. But that woman, is a huge disappointment and should be primaried as soon as possible.
I never liked her.
No. Sitting here, though, where we started with the Democrats sitting outside the ICE facility. Do you remember, take a walk down memory lane with me, when they all put on African garb and kneeled in memory of George Floyd?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that iconic picture?
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing that and thinking, this man pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's belly among great number of other crimes and ended up
a drug addict.
He was a drug addict who was starting trouble that day, and that's why he got himself into the pickle he did. And I thought, wow, I cannot believe these people have sunk so low as to kneel for him. And that was like a high point compared to what they're doing now. Law-abiding Americans are absolutely last on their list. I'm so embarrassed for each and every one of them to be sitting on the floor. I have not heard a Democrat say one damn thing about helping Americans. None of them. Chicago's almost $1 billion in the hole and making cuts on their public schools. Pritzker's on the, I'm talking about a different state. Pritzker in Illinois is always going on about, these cuts to Medicaid are taking people off of Medicaid. No, illegal aliens. Everything is about killing babies and protecting illegal aliens. That's all they have. And it's exhausting. But they do continue to entertain and surprise us with how low they can go. So here's another example.
You're right. Well, guys, we're ending this segment. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with segment 3.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra L.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra L. with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello. We are back with the Pulse segment 3. It's called Pay Up. So first, we're going to talk about the House Oversight Committee subpoena. So they're talking about subpoenaing Loretta Lynch. She was a former attorney general. Subpoenaing James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Hillary, and Bill Clinton. I don't think they should subpoena Barack Hussein Obama. He should be going directly to jail or worse for committing treason. But these are people that they're talking about subpoenaing. My question, I'm going to go to Elena first on this. What do you think about subpoenaing all, these people that literally were spying on a campaign? They spied on President Trump the minute he announced that he was running for president in 2016. They spied on him in September of 2015 in Trump Tower, and they continued to spy on him even after he won the 2016 election. I mean, this is treason just across the board. What say you about this?
I'm going to pretend to be Seth for a minute, and I'm going to say nothing will ever happen. This is all going to be one big show, and nobody is ever going to actually be punished for anything, because that's how it goes in this country. And I want to be wrong about that, but I am so sick and tired of hearing, we're going to subpoena them, and we're going to have some really good clips to talk about week to week on every show. But not, at the end of the day, is the DOJ ever going to really get involved? And is anybody ever going to be prosecuted? Maybe one fall guy here and there, maybe, if we're lucky. It's very disappointing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm talking to a lot of people out here who just are fatigued, political fatigue. And they feel like we've just been punching bags. They've woken up to the fact that our government hates us, and they're exhausted. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm sick of these people. Disgusting.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to pivot this to Scott Willens on this because, you have these people that literally committed crimes literally committed crimes. And, we all say we hope something happens. I know Seth is very skeptical about something happening. I'm waiting for arrests to happen too, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people will be upset, especially hardcore Trump supporters, if arrests aren't made. So, Scott, I pivot this to you. Do you think anything's going to come from this? Do you think anything's going to happen? What say you?
I share Seth's skepticism, but I do have a little bit more faith in some of the folks in their positions right now. I hope they're going to be permanent appointees and not that Congress can get to the business of confirming them, so we don't deal. This is a very dangerous territory, and we've been here before. We had very few confirmations in W's first term by the time 9/11 happened, and it's dangerous to not have people set in those positions and confirmed. That said, I think there's certainly more information this go round on these folks. The question is, are they going to have the balls in the end to pull the trigger on it and take them in? I know you may get to this later, concerning Obama on the Supreme Court decision, which favors Trump, unfortunately favors Obama, but it doesn't allow people to do things, whether it's the President Obama or anyone else, outside the scope of their duties in their position, in anything that would be an attempt to thwart the government, even in the course of those duties. So there's certainly more this go round in our arsenal to throw at them. But do we have the will and perseverance to do it remains to be seen. Trump has made good pretty much on everything he said he's going to do, or is in the process of doing so. Not everything happens overnight. So I'm not saying. But granted, Trump says, I'm giving Iran 2 weeks, and the next day he takes him out. So sometimes his timelines are, he has a strategy in mind for giving a longer timeline than he really needs. But some of these things have inertia in them, and they take time, and they're going to require some other investigative bodies to do it, especially if we want to show impartiality in the end.
Now, Seth, President Trump, he spoke with Just the News, which is Jonathan Solomon, about appointing possibly a special counsel to work with the dealings of the Epstein files and to work with other things like what's going on with Barack Hussein Obama. Do you think that's a way for we the people to get some answers by Trump appointing a special counsel, in your opinion?
No, I can't. I've lost the count of how many special counsels have been appointed by other presidents to do groundbreaking work and protect the people and root out all the badness. We're going to take care of it. It's a dog and pony show. And like I said, I like Trump. I think he's one of the better presidents we've ever had. But he's one man. I mean, and he knows he's a good showman. He knows what he's got to say to keep people riled up. And I'm not saying he doesn't mean it. He may have the best intentions and may want to do it, but it's not going to happen. And like I said, they're going to have a hearing, and they're all going to scream and yell and point at each other, and we're going to do this to you. And then at the end of they're going to be at the Watergate Hotel at the end of the day, drinking beers, taking shots, and laughing at us. All of them. Democrat, Republican, two different sides at the same point. It will never change. Until we get tired of it, it will never change. So we stand up and say, look, we're tired of all your bullshit. You're all fired. We're going to start over again. Every country's had a reset. Every country has had a reset. We haven't. We have never, ever had a reset since the Revolutionary War. That was the first time. We are due. I mean, you can walk down the street and you can just feel the anger. People are angry. People are tired. And it's not just because of Trump. It's just politicians and politics in general are fed up with it. Stop lying to us. We know you're not going to do anything about it, so just go, hey, look, the guy screwed up big time. We're not going to do anything about it. Move it on now. I would rather hear that than someone tell me to my face, we're going to hold them accountable. There's going to be jail time. There's going to be criminal sentencing. People are going to lose their... Don't bullshit. I'm not stupid. You've been saying that same thing since I was old enough to understand what you were saying, and nothing has ever changed. The same people that have screwed up are still in power, and if they're not in power in the front, they're behind the scenes now directing stuff. Nobody's ever held accountable. Stop lying to us. And whoever's talking about the military and police here on the Post, shut the fuck up. Really, shut up. You've never I'm guaranteed
Absolutely.
you've never served. You've never put on a badge. You've never walked a beat. You've never answered a call. You've never stood a watch. You've never been in a country where everybody there wants to kill you. You've never been away from your family for a year. So shut up. Save your bullshit for your buddies at the bar.
He's talking about militias, for crying out loud, like he's going to start a militia.
So everybody's got something to say nowadays, and they all think it's something important because someone down the line has told them how special they are and how important they are, and that everybody needs to listen to you. Well, I'm here to tell you you're not special. You're a dime a dozen. There's bums like you at every goddamn bar that say, I almost joined the military, but ain't nobody going to get in my face like that because I'd slap the son of a bitch. Whatever, dude. You're a Billy Badass. You're a Michael. You're a Tony Tough guy. I don't care. Don't want to hear it. There are other sites you could go to and talk about the police and the military. But I'm telling you, Slick, this ain't the place, Joey Bag of Donuts. I'm not going to let it go. And that's why I'll never get elected to a position.
Well, thank you for commenting, though. You can keep watching Real Home Recording. Keep watching. Keep commenting. Good content. We'll roll with it. But
well, I agree with Mern M when she wrote special counsel waste our money. And she says, very tired of the lies. Cory Booker is another waste of money. Yeah, Cory Booker is a piece of shit.
Oh, Mern's coming on my podcast, by the way. I believe the 11th, if I have the date right. But she's coming on soon.
He's bringing up Luigi Maggione. Okay, I'll get into Luigi Maggione. Luigi Maggione, I mean, that is what that, well, I can say some things, but I don't want to say anything because it hasn't been through the criminal system and trial and all that. But if you all know the Maggione family, they have a lot of ties to the D'Alessandro family. The D'Alessandro family is AK Nancy Pelosi. That's all I have to say. It's all Little Italy. And honestly, what Luigi Maggione did to the head of United Healthcare was a scene from the show The Sopranos. So if has anyone ever seen the show The Sopranos, they understand exactly what I mean. And that's a great show. And I implore everybody to watch that show.
The best show ever.
That show. So that's all I'm going to say about, Luigi
Maggione. Seth, I was on that show.
I think you were.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know. Christopher, So it was a great show. But anyway, so Damon Geld, I'm going to pivot to you. So, President Trump says that Barack Hussein Obama doesn't have, he has immunity, which a lot of people disagree with because he committed massive treason. But yet you have President Trump, he's posting or retruthing, things that other people are posting about President Obama going to jail, President Obama getting picked up by the feds. So is this like mismessaging from the president? Because one minute the president says he has immunity, but yet he's reposting stuff showing Barack Hussein Obama going to jail. So what say you?
Well, it's Donald Trump, number one. So just take it with a grain of salt.
Sure.
So no, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all yes, he does have immunity. Trump had that immunity. The Supreme Court ruled that way, and Obama's going to have immunity from it too. Especially, and also there's a statute of limitations on some things he's been accused of. Now, as it goes on further and further, people lie in front of Congress. They can be charged with things, but in the end, nothing's going to happen. It's not. The best thing that can happen from this is we learn from it and they changed the laws. They changed the rules with executive immunity and put it in place. Like what Obama did was atrocious. He screwed up the American people. I mean, everyone was so against Trump. The whole administration, Russia, wasted time, money, divided the country. Yes, that is treason in my book. It absolutely is. But under the current laws of his immunity, nothing is going to happen.
He's not immune. He's not. So
right.
The presidential immunity only applies to official acts.
It's official acts
of the executive branch.
Yep.
If these things are not, I don't think these things could ever be argued to be characterized as official acts. These are unofficial things that he did outside the duties of the president, and that court case was very clear that in that case there is not immunity. No, a president
I hope not.
About the law.
But Elena, the argument is that Barack Hussein Obama was president during this time. That's why
he.
I know, but
he had
what I just said to that, and that's what I'm saying.
And he had control of the intelligence communities, and he, at their direction, he is allowed to direct them to do whatever he wants them to do because he's executive.
It's never been an official duty of the president to interfere in
No,
elections.
it's not. But
By any stretch of the American.
Listen, I understand. I hope.
And hold on, he lied to the American people. 1 minute, he said there's no Russia collusion here, and then he and Hillary Clinton, they manufactured with Christopher Steele the Steele dossier. So, and that's what Tulsi Gabbard discovered, is that this is a fake. This was fake. This was completely incorrect and a lie, what Barack Hussein Obama said, and made it part of President Trump's presidency for the first 2 years of his presidency. And that was a damn cloud hanging over his head.
Exactly. It is.
So if that's not treason, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it is disgusting. And in my book, it is treason. Absolutely. But
that's why Barack Hussein Obama needs to be held accountable.
I hope so. If somebody called me and said you get to go arrest him and take him to jail for treason, I'd be the first. I
want everybody arresting him. I want every law enforcement agent, Mossad, IDF, Shin Bet, just bring them all in there.
In a second, I'd be there. I think that's the way it should go. Absolutely, 100%.
Damon, why do you think Trump said? Made the comment that Barack Obama should thank me because he's got immunity now, even though he doesn't really have immunity.
Right.
Well, because the Supreme Court ruled on I don't know the full entire details. I'd have to go back and do it, but the Supreme Court ruled in Trump's favor for immunity of things that he did when he was in office.
Again, I know. I guess what I'm getting at is I think that Trump is just playing games with Barack Obama in this case by making that comment.
I think he is. Trump plays games with everybody. I love how he does that.
Because there's no way this could be characterized as official duty.
Well, fetch the stick, stupid. Fetch the stick.
So President Trump wasn't playing games when he wrote on his Truth Social about Kamala Harris, and he said this even when he was running for office. Then after he won, he said that she paid millions of dollars illegally for an endorsement. And even called for Kamala Harris to be prosecuted and the people that are involved, which means Oprah Winfrey that took the money, Beyonce who took the money, Taylor Swift who took the money, J-Ho who took the money, Katy Perry who took the money. Why do you think Katy Perry is dating Justin Trudeau?
Right.
And they're dating them.
But he doesn't have to prosecute any of these things. He's distracted them. He's put them on the defensive so that now they have to worry about their own stuff instead of making up the next conspiracies.
But here's the question. When do we get tired of smoke and mirrors, trying to misdirect and play games and get down to really prosecuting people? I'm sick of the chess game. I'm tired of it. I'm not impressed anymore. I'm over it. Start prosecuting people.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing when Tulsi Gabbard came out with all this stuff. And
I'm like, let's arrest Barack Obama. Let's do it.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, don't sell the American people another thing that you can't deliver, because everybody's going to want it. People want the results. They want this stuff to change. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, it all looks good. I'm not good in the way, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they did this. They should go to jail. Treason, yes. Just don't hype up the American people. Don't divide your base even more. The Epstein stuff was one thing, and that was a bad thing, and how that was handled. And now you have this. Don't put it out there if you can't deliver. They should have kept it quiet, internally investigated before they actually had it solid, rock solid. Because I think it was another big mistake on the Trump administration put it out there. And yes, maybe it was smoke and mirrors just to get the Epstein stuff to quiet down. So people can look at what Trump's doing, because he's made huge strides in the 7.5 months he's been president. I mean, major strides. It's like, well, look what I'm doing. Why are you holding me back with this stuff? And I understand that part, but don't make another fatal mistake and drop all this stuff. Get everybody worked up and because the American people want people held accountable. They want this bullshit to stop.
Yep.
And you drop it in front of them, and if you can't deliver, and there's a possibility that they can't, you should have kept it just on the down low for a little bit, do the investigation, and then bam, when you have them, drop it, and then here it goes. Drop the first scene of Obama in cuffs. That would have been great. But
yes, just one.
Yeah,
to start like that.
And you know what I mean. Yeah,
right. And
these people. Go ahead, Elena.
Oh, sorry. I just got to say for Kamala, the campaign fund mismanagement is one thing. I'd like to see her in cuffs
Me
for
too.
the immigration scandal.
Yeah.
Because
Her
when
and Mayorkas.
New York is up
aiding,
top.
abetting, harboring, transporting illegal aliens. And when those illegal aliens commit crimes, she is also liable for every single crime. So every rape, every robbery, every murder. I want the charges piled on so high that the trial lasts 10 years.
And AOC,
she's in jail the whole time. And then
AOC needs to go to jail too, because I know Thomas
Death
Hellman needs,
penalty.
they're charging her, with harboring illegals. But again, I agree with you, Elena. The handcuffs have to come.
That's the biggest issue to me of all. Above all of these, people have been raped, robbed, and murdered. And the rest of us who haven't had those things have had money stolen from us for these people.
Right.
Above all, above the election interference and the treason, get them all on immigration, and they'll all be in jail. There won't be any Democrats
I
left.
want justice for the angel moms. I mean, yes, you can't bring back, your loved one, but they need to have justice because it's disgusting. It's disgusting what happened. Seth, I'm going to end this segment with you. I want you to kind of round this up. So, President Trump, he's suing the Wall Street Journal for, the bullshit piece that they put up against him. Again, it had to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Again, a book that was written on Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. There was an excerpt put in there. Donald Trump said, I don't know what the fuck this is all about. I would never write this, yada, yada. So he's suing the Wall Street Journal for a lot of money, for a hell of a lot of money. But again, he's suing the Wall Street Journal, talking about, Barack Hussein Obama, putting him in cuffs, retruthing what other people are doing. What say you? How do we put all this together?
Well, I think everybody said it, like Elena said it, everybody. Stop with the games, start arresting people. Mm-hmm. I don't need to hear about what you're going to do or what they've done or what you'd like to see happen. Do it or stop talking about it.
Right.
I don't want to hear it anymore. The Wall Street Journal said some bad things about you. You're all shit fired to go after them. You're going to sue the pants off of them. Mm-hmm. But Obama, who committed treason, well, he could be immune. I'll get a special counsel. We'll look into it.
No.
Oh, you called me a name? You sons of bitches. I'm going to own everything you got. I get it. You defend yourself. I understand that. And I can appreciate that. But you're the president. Some things you've got to ignore for right now. Being called a name or being accused of something that you know is not true, and nobody believes it. And if they do, they didn't vote for you anyway, so it doesn't matter. Ignore that for right now. Go after the guy you're saying committed treason against the country, because that affected not just you, that affected the entire country. That affected our standing in the world. That's more important. That will tell people, hey, you're serious about being president. You're putting our needs in the country before everything else. And you're proving it now. You're going after this man. You're not talking about it. You're not making a big spectacle about it. You are going after this. You have turned the entire government, the enforcement arm of the U.S. government, on this one person. So I believe that you're serious about it. But when you start talking about, he could be immune, he should be thanking me, that tells me you don't give a shit. You don't care. Mm-hmm. It looks good. It makes some good sound bites. But at the end of the day, it really didn't bother me that much. I still got elected. So I can guarantee you, if he didn't get elected, different story. Yeah. He'd be all over this shit. He'd be all up, lawyers and everything. And I'm not knocking Trump. Don't get me wrong. I like Trump. He's one of the best presidents we've had in a while. But I'm not a Trumpite. I don't walk lockstep with him. I'm not 100% into him. I'm like 94%, 92% there with him. But I can't get on board with. He's not doing enough for me. He's doing a lot of talking, doing a lot of this, and none of this when it comes to the treason and all the other stuff. That's just my
arresting to be made. Yeah, I agree with you. Arresting to be made. And I think that if arrests are not made, it will be a big disservice to the people that voted for him, to the people who love him, to the people that have stood by him from the beginning. Because I've always said that the main target is Barack Hussein Obama. The main target, that is President Trump's main target. It wasn't really Hillary Clinton. It was Barack Hussein Obama is the main target. So if Barack Hussein Obama is the main target, that is the person that you should put in contact.
Yeah, like the head of the snake for the axis of evil is Iran. The head of the snake of the domestic enemy that I talked about in our oath to the Constitution is Barack Obama. Yeah, so you got to definitely figuratively decapitate the snake.
Exactly. So we're going to end this segment. We're going to go into break, and then we're going to talk about something that is really big into the news. We're going to talk a little about fashion this time, coming up in segment 4. We'll be right back.
Should I put my pants on?
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Pulse. This is segment 4. This is a breaking story with the American Eagle campaign. A very beautiful, attractive actress, Sydney Sweeney. She is now the new spokeswoman for the American Eagle jeans. She was promoting the jeans. And let's go to the first video.
They make your butt look amazing.
Sydney Sweeney's new jeans campaign is sparking major backlash.
Jeans are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
The campaign has a clever slogan: Sydney Sweeney has great genes. That's genes with a J. But many believe the implication is that Sydney Sweeney's genes with a G are superior.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney's new ad is deeply, deeply unsettling to me.
It's a problem when white people try to say that the superior gene is blonde hair and blue eyes.
But others are saying it's much ado about nothing.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Well, the fun police have found something else to be angry about.
What I thought that meant was, well, she was wearing some great jeans. I guess I'm really naive.
So, will the controversy help or hurt American Eagle?
Listen, you hear that all press is good press. Certainly it created more awareness. If there was anyone out there who didn't know what American Eagle was, that they sell jeans, that it is a brand that's still in existence, now they certainly know.
I bet you want to try these jeans.
And now, Damon Trott, I want you to play the second video. It's the second 6-second
Hey,
video.
you want to go to American Eagle?
Oh, I can't go in there because I'm black.
Craziness. So these effing libtards, they bring up race, they bring up, her image. They're using the word genes, like, oh, well, someone with blonde hair and blue eyed, that is the face of America, everybody. That's the face of American Eagle. Look, I looked at it objectively. She was advertising the jeans. She said, look at my jeans. Bless you. Jeans. Look at my jeans. And to be honest with you, by me watching that, it makes me want to go out and buy a pair of American Eagle jeans, to be honest with you. And I'm going to wear more cleavage on the show. And I'm going to show off the body that God gave me and that my parents gave me. Because this is like ridiculous. It's stupid. It is so asinine. And then there was another commercial of I think it was an actor promoting Dunkin' Donuts. Good looking guy, tan guy. But of course, the libtards have to go off on him as well. It's ridiculous. I pivot this to you, Elena, to start. What do you think about all of this and this ridiculous? Did you think that, she's saying blonde-haired, blue-eyed people only can wear these jeans and we have the good jeans? Or do you think she was really promoting the jeans?
She was promoting denim. Yeah, we're pretty clear on that. I do feel really sorry for that young black girl who couldn't go into American Eagle. I mean, she's in a climate-controlled shopping mall where anything she could ever want is at her disposal. She obviously had money to go shopping. She had a bag. She was on, she has $1,000 phone that she can record a video with. I mean, that kind of oppression just should not stand in the United States of America. But more seriously, the problem here is our education system. All of this BS stems from these lunatic teachers, the teachers' unions, the indoctrination that has come straight down from the top of the executive branch for years and years. And it is anti-American, anti-capitalist, anti-white indoctrination that they're being fed, and victimhood. So really, that girl, again, in the mall with the phone, with the shopping bag, how she can reconcile being a victim with the life that she just showed us that she has is just makes my brain hurt. It makes me really angry and also really sad for her, because she can walk around all day complaining about being a victim because there was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pretty girl who's hotter than her on an ad, and it's not going to change a damn thing. That girl's still going to be hotter than you, but what are you going to do? You just cry about it? No, get used to it. That's life. There's always somebody hotter than you.
Exactly. And Damon G, I feel like a lot of these libtards were intimidated because the actress is beautiful. She's very pretty. She's got a great body. She works out. She's got personal trainers to make her look like that for her movies. I've seen her in a lot of movies. She's got a great body. So do you think this was just a jealousy thing, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely it was. And maybe you're trying to set up my next toe-to-toe with my wife over here and then set me up with that, because talking about her, she is beautiful, very beautiful, but she doesn't have...
Your wife is very beautiful too, by the way.
But honey, she doesn't have much of an ass, and you got to beat on that, so we don't have to go down. All right, so that's out of the way. But yeah, I think it's the play. I mean, even if, when she said in the ad that, genes are passed down by your parents. Yes, I mean, they are passed down by your parents. I mean, my older brother, I used to wear his jeans when I grew into them because we're a family of 6. Was it a play on that? Yes. Was it? But so what? Even if it was, she was talking about her jeans. And since when did we get out of advertising? I mean, literally, I don't want to say sex sells, but beauty sells. Beauty sells.
Sex was definitely selling on that ad.
Yeah, I know. People want to see beautiful things. I mean, that's what it is. When you want to put somebody that's overweight and fat, or a girl, well, a man.
A
trans. Yeah, I was going to say something else, but I just didn't want to go into all of that. But
trans.
Yeah, it's like, why do we have to even do that? No, people don't want to see it. They're done with it. It's like, if I see a good-looking woman on the TV, I'm a man. I'm like, oh, what's that? What are they selling? It's that simple. Like it's part of our DNA. That's how we procreate.
Well, what it does, it pushes the husband or the male to buy the jeans for their loved one.
Exactly. So it's like we got away from that stuff, and I mean, they learned what Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light did, and I mean, I can go all throughout all that, but enough is enough. So what? She was talking about her blue jeans. If there was a pun on her jeans, well, her jeans are pretty damn good. Because my jeans, I have brown eyes, not blue eyes, and I have shit up to here, people say all the time. So, I mean, maybe my jeans aren't. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of political correctness, and I'm tired of that girl saying I can't go in there because I'm black. Okay, shut the up. Like seriously, I'm so tired of it. Like they're getting canceled now because nobody wants to hear it, and that's what's coming. It really is. And I love it. I love that we're ending in political correctness. I love that these people are getting shut down. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares about your stupid shit. All right. We just want to go back to normal and just live our lives. If something offends you, well, guess what? I'm offended that you're offended. How about that? Let's just leave it at that.
There you go. Yeah, Scott Willens, let's kick it to you. I mean, you're a guy, you're watching this. I mean, did you get that she was talking about, her blonde hair and blue-eyedness, and only people with blonde hair and blue eyes, things like this?
Oh, sure. I remember the Brooke Shields days, and I still have my pants on. I mean, I fear for Gene Wilder, Gene Hackman, Gene Simmons, even Eugene Levy, and Mr. DNA from the original Jurassic Park is going to get canceled with all this anti-gene stuff. But my last pair of jeans I bought were American Eagle, and I'm going to wear them at my weird science gigs, and I'm going to point out that I'm wearing them. I'm not going to turn around necessarily for spectacle, but I'm all for bringing back the 80s designer jeans craze, especially with the recent yoga pants phase. That needs to end because we have too much exceeding of capacity of these yoga pants, like it's a walking hefty trash bag commercial. American Eagle has, unfortunately, some woke perspectives, including some climate justice and human rights kind of stuff, but they're also pro-Israel, so I'm going to give them a pass in that regard.
Yeah, actually, American Eagle is owned by Jews, but they're not owned by the Ben and Jerry Jews. They're owned by the Jews that actually support Israel.
No, they're not owned by
China's or the or the Bernie Sanders of the world. They actually support Israel. They haven't done any free Palestine or free Gaza stuff, and Scott hasn't had to, give anybody the finger tonight, so that's a good thing. So Seth, I'm going to pivot this to you. You're a guy.
What's wrong with yoga
pants? So Seth, I'm going to pivot this to you. You're a single male. You're watching this. She's a very attractive woman. She's not even wearing a bra in one of the parts of the segment. She just has her jean jacket over her. But, what is your take on this?
Well, this is a butt. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it.
Let me get it in there for you.
No, we can't see it. Sorry.
Hold on. There, that's a butt.
Oh, my God.
That's a butt that's used to sell thousands and thousands of shorts. These are Reebok shorts, by the way. So if you're watching Reebok, start sending them. I just sold you like 1 million units for that butt.
Oh, my God. She
couldn't go into the store not because she was black, because she was too stupid to find the entrance to get in. That's the only reason she couldn't get in there. If you're a racist, everything you see is racist. No matter what it is, you will find racism in it.
Correct.
So anybody who's saying that commercial is racist is because they're a racist. I wasn't offended with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Number two, I didn't know who she was. I'd never heard of her. I've never seen her in anything. And when they pan up, I thought it was like a 12-year-old boy. I thought they were selling kids' jeans. I didn't know it was a woman. I was really shocked when I saw breasts. I was like, holy shit, that's a woman. Okay, that's great. So it didn't bother me either side. I didn't care. Anybody who's offended by that, again, shut up. Nobody cares. We're tired of it. You're offended by everything anyway. So we already knew as soon as I saw the commercial, I'm like, yep, someone's got offended by this. I guarantee it. Someone right now is ripping out their eyes and throwing bricks at the TV because that's offensive. Mm-hmm. It's not shocking anymore. It's like shocked, not shocked. Nothing surprises me when it comes to this country. We've become a nation of victims looking for something to be victimized by.
Not us.
Not us.
Not us.
Yeah. And I don't mean everybody. I just mean in general.
Well, and Seth, one of our viewers, Donald Willinger, he asked a question to you. What is normal?
There is no normal. It's whatever you're comfortable with, man. If something you do, you like, and it doesn't harm anybody else or hurt anybody else, that's your normal, do it. I mean, if you try to live by other people's standards, like that black moron chick in that commercial, I can't go in there because I'm black. You're never going to make anybody happy. You're going to make yourself miserable. So just do you.
But that was
certain hair product. Well, I've been told I can't wear certain hair products because I'm white. They're like, oh no,
you do
that's for black women. The company.
If you're not hurting anybody, do what you want to do. Exactly. I mean, really, we got to get past this, or they're going to be offended because they're offended no matter what you do.
Correct.
Everything's cultural appropriation, unless Democrats do it. Exactly. I can't wear dreads because I don't have hair.
Yeah, I can't wear dreads.
Right. You could put on African garb and kneel for George Floyd, but that wasn't cultural appropriation. Yeah.
So who's that? Donald? Donald, just do you, man. You be you. And if you're having fun and not hurting anybody, that's your normal. God bless you, man. You enjoy it.
But I was just going to say for the record, so the video asked, if there was backlash towards this. Actually, no. The revenue of American Eagle went up 10% after this commercial ad.
The box is going to go up 10% too.
As well. Yeah. Dunkin' Donuts went up too after that male model or male actor did his thing. So as you said, Seth, it's backlash. It's backlash again for the Democrats, because the Democrats and the woke idiots, they think if they just combat America First ideology, because they're looking at it like it's American Eagle, America First, and that these woke fuckers, they put America last. They do not put America first. So
well, I just want to say it went up 10%, so our viewership should go up 10%.
That's right.
So everyone out there that's listening and commenting, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and share.
And the first 10,000 people that like and subscribe, I'll take an 8x10 glossy of my butt in boxer shorts.
Right.
I will sign it and send it to you.
Oh, I also challenge my viewers to get American Eagle jeans. I challenge you to go to Dunkin' Donuts this week too. If you're Jewish, if you're Orthodox, as you know, Dunkin' Donuts is kosher. So I challenge all my Jewish friends to drink a cup of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. It is kosher. It is marked OU. So I want to see.
Dunkin' is super woke. And Dunkin', I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 1.5 years ago, refused to advertise on Rumble because, Rumble allowed people like us to speak freely. So, let's not fall on the altar for Dunkin'.
Nothing's sacred. Nothing's sacred.
Nothing's sacred. Well, I'm just saying, because
I stopped caring. a while ago.
Well, then, but now people are drinking at Starbucks now because they pulled out the old.
No, I mean about people's feelings.
From Starbucks.
What's
So,
that? Black Arms Coffee? Isn't that what it's called? Owned by the vets?
Black Rifle?
Oh, Black Rifle coffee.
Drink
Black
Rifle
coffee is great.
Yeah, drink Black Rifle.
I agree.
I make a damn good cup of coffee at home. I'm not giving any of these money.
You can't drink Black Rifle coffee because you're white.
So, guys, before we leave,
true.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about some races that are going on. As you know, Damon Galdo, I know you're working with the gubernatorial race right now in New Jersey. Can you give us a little bit of an update very quick?
Well, I mean, yes, give an update. Right now, I've been talking to Jack Ciattarelli almost every day. And the latest polling has shown that he's down. Mikey Sherrill is leading by roughly 8 points. So if the election was today, by the polls, she would win. So I know Jack is working hard and trying to get people out there. I hope we've been talking about a bombshell drops soon. I pray. I'm not going to put it out there yet, but we need more Republican voters to come out. If you look at the history of registered Republican voters in New Jersey, going all the way back to Chris Christie, we're going all the way back to the last 4 elections, we would say. The most Republican voters came out was 40% of registered Republicans, and that was in Christie's re-election. And I didn't even like him anyway, but he was a Republican. But 30% is the max that we hit every election. Every year, 30% of registered Republicans come out in New Jersey. 30%. That is lame. And even with mail-in ballots, and we've been pushing mail-in ballots for a long time, it's easier, all right? I know Republicans didn't like them, okay? And I get it. I didn't either. I'd like to go vote in person. You think you make your vote count right then and there. But now they're a little bit more protected, and the Democrats have been beating us by using them a lot. So can't beat them, join them. Let's do it. So we've been pushing it, but they're not even signing up for mail-in ballots. So we're really trying to energize the base, because it's not even if it's not even about getting independents to vote for you, which Jack will sway some independents and even some common sense Reagan Democrats, I would say, but that's only a handful of people. But if the Republican voter base just came out an extra 10%, if they say we got 42% of voters to come out in this election, Jack Ciattarelli would win. And it's that simple, it's that easy, but they don't come out.
Isn't Scott Pressler working the state hard?
Scott is too. Scott, I don't know if you're watching. I know you're watching the last week, but you've been spending too much time in PA, buddy. I'll tell you that. You really have. So I know you come into New Jersey here and there, but we have the gubernatorial race right now, Scott. So I'm calling you out, buddy.
This is Trump's endorsed, candidate, and we need a Republican governor.
Yes, it is Trump's endorsed candidate, and I have something that I'm talking to Jack about, something really good, and if it goes through, everyone will know about it, and it'll be great for just across the board. So hopefully it happens, and I pray that it does. It'll be amazing for everyone. So I'll leave it at that. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, so I'll just bring people a little bit up to speed on Maryland, and Scott and Seth, you can jump in as well. There's a gubernatorial race, going on right now. Right now we have only John Myrick and Dr. Brenda Chain. They are the only declared candidates right now on the Republican side. They have Ed Hale Sr., who's running as a Democrat, thinking to primary out Westmore, but he hasn't officially declared. And of course, Westmore is running for re-election. We have the Attorney General, Anthony Brown. He's running for re-election, as well as the Comptroller, Brooke Learman. I mean, these are all assholes that are running for re-election, all these incumbents. And of course, you have all these incumbent congressmen. In the state of Maryland, we only have one Republican congressman. That's Congressman Andy Harris. I believe he is running for re-election. But it's going to be very hard to flip a lot of those congressional seats. We tried to do it. People want to try to do it again. But I wholeheartedly believe that Maryland congressional will stay the same. It'll just be that one Republican congressman, Congressman Andy Harris. But this is very important. We have state and local races. The municipality races are up. As you know, our good friend Tim Fazenmaker, he's running for Baltimore County Council District 9. It is the most MAGA, thank you, David Trod, is the most MAGA / America First district in the whole councilship. It is Tim's to win. He is the front runner. And he's having a wonderful event, which Scott Willens is coming to, many others that watch this program. It's at the Bayview Bar and Grill this Sunday, August 3rd from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. John Myrick will be there. Kim Stansberry, she's also running for Baltimore County Executive. And we want to give her all of our support and love to her. But please, everybody, come and meet Tim and give all your love and support. And please donate to him at timfazenbaker.com. That's timfazenbaker.com. And of course, the Rhino establishment in Maryland, they want to put a Rhino/Democrat motherfucker to try to beat him. And you can't beat Tim. Not in this district, not in this area. For people that don't know this area, it is Edgemere, it is Dundalk, it is Sparrows Point. It is hardcore Republican MAGA. When Tim wins the primary, it is an automatic win into the general. So this is his to win, guys. Everybody, please come to the event, support Tim. Again, this is not one of those districts that's D and we're trying to flip it. It's already in our district. It's a hardcore Republican district. We want to keep it hardcore Republican, hardcore MAGA, hardcore America first. And Seth and Scott, if you guys want to add to it.
Real quick, guys. I'm sorry, Alexandra, you got me wrapped up in the gubernatorial race, and I left out 2 assembly candidates. And I've been working on this idea with about the gubernatorial race today. So I'm sorry. I apologize, Pete, Jack. Don't get mad at me. So go to vote jackandpete.com. They're running for assembly, and in order for Jack Cigarelli to win as governor and govern correctly, he needs the assembly to work with them. So go to vote jackandpete.com. They are running for assembly in LD6 in Camden County, and they're awesome. Pete is my co-host. He was on the show last week as well, and Jack is a great guy. There's a lot of different candidates running, but I don't want to leave you guys out. Sorry.
We also have in New Jersey, Constance Dietzel. She's running for New Jersey Assembly.
Yes, Constance. Yes.
Yeah, I talked to her today. She's a great woman. She's got a lot of fire, and she really wants to win this, and she has all the foundations on how to win this. She's a very smart woman. So I really want you guys to get behind her and her.
Sorry, Constance, don't yell at me. She was just on my radio show last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Constance is her running mate, and I blanked on her running mate's name.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, and then
Yes,
of course, we have our gubernatorial race coming up. As you know, Byron Donalds, he's endorsed by President Trump, but there are speculation, rumors that what's her name, Casey DeSantis, may run against Byron Donalds. What say you about that, Elena?
I really am not paying a whole lot of attention to Casey DeSantis, so I don't have a strong feeling about it. I kind of just wish she would just stay home and raise her kids and well, I don't know, two politicians like to, where's Ron going to go?
That's true. Where's the future of Ron? Because President Trump, he just endorsed Ashley Moody, to be the U.S. Senator again. And I thought that maybe Ron would go in and be the senator. So that's going to be interesting what's going to happen with Ron.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take a vacation. Who knows?
Yeah, you would think I would be paying closer attention to that, but I'm not. Sorry.
That's okay. And Seth, please tell us what's going on, in Frederick County. You got Chase Bournes trying to primary out Mason Carter. And you got some other things going on. And you have, of course, our good friend Chuck Jenkins, the sheriff. He's running again for Frederick County Sheriff. So please talk about that, Seth. I don't want to speak for you.
So yeah, Sheriff Chuck Jenkins is running for sheriff, and everybody needs to support him because it's been getting a tighter and tighter race for him every.
Love that guy.
We need to go and support him. Chase Bournes, Mason Carter. Mason is the incumbent right now. Chase Bournes is trying to primary him out. I know them both. I think Chase is in my opinion, is once you've served a couple terms, you need to go anyway. We need fresher ideas. We need new people in to carry the mantle. So I'm edging towards Chase because he's new, young. He's got fresh ideas. Bring him in, give him a couple terms, and get him out and put somebody new in. It's nothing against anybody. It's just, hey, you've had your run. Let somebody else take over for a while. Then we got the county executive race.
Yeah,
I'm still debating about getting into that. I'm still tossing that idea around.
I can't vote for you, but if I could,
if I do, it's just because I don't want the current moron we have in just to be able to walk back into the position. No one's challenged her. So if I join, I just want to make her spend money. Literally, I just want to hit her in the wallet and make her burn through all her money. And I think I could. She's got the personality of a codfish that's been dead for a couple days. She's a admitted racist. I mean, she has a video out that says I'm white and I'm a racist.
It's true.
And people elected her.
But Seth, you'll definitely get the beauty and the trans vote because you tried to run for Miss Maryland. So
and I tried to run for I entered in the Miss Maryland pageant. Of course, I wasn't brought in.
I still want a T-shirt.
I got to get you a T-shirt. So if you're a trans in the Frederick area, you need to know that. I was going to be Miss Maryland. You should support me just for that. But yeah, there's a lot going on in Frederick. But do I think anything's going to change? Nope. I really don't. The people that are in will win again. So nothing will change. Nothing will flip. It'll be the same people over and over.
Pete Sykes, he said, thanks for the shout out, Damon. We have to turn New Jersey red. Thanks.
Almost forgot Pete. I got wrapped up in other things. Sorry, buddy.
So Scott, just really quick, because we have to end it because we've been on for an hour and a half now. So tell us just a little bit what's going on in Carroll County, who we need to look at, in terms of the municipality. What's going on there?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kathy Allison on our central committee just passed, and that's going to be a void.
She was a really good woman.
The county as a whole already. Yeah. We also have Ed Rothstein now for veterans at the state level under Westmore. So there's going to be a new, the central committee is going to be making a determination for who is going to fill Ed Rothstein's final year or so in his role as county commissioner. My thoughts for next year to perhaps run for central committee so that I can lean on Seth and he can advise me from across county lines. But no, in all seriousness, I do value thanks. But that's probably all my family is going to permit me to do as far as the official political stuff. In the meantime, just doing my veterinary thing. And if anyone is looking for something to do this Saturday, Weird Science is playing at the Collective Encore in Columbia. There's still some seats left. That's a fantastic venue to see us. But I could tell you as time gets closer, we'll be playing November 15th for a 3 veteran charity event at X Golf in Eldersburg, which is right here in Carroll County.
Oh, real quick. If you're going to donate to a candidate, do not donate to the central committees. Go right to the candidate, give them your money directly, or give them your time. If you give it to the central committee, I'm not trying to knock any central committee. There's no guarantee they're going to give that money to the candidate you support. The only way to guarantee that is for you to go right to that candidate and hand them your money yourself.
Yep. That's why I want you guys to donate to Tim Fazenbaker, timfazenbaker.com, because the money goes directly to him. Yep. Kimberly Stansberry, donate to her directly.
I did.
She's running for Baltimore County Executive. I know you did, Scott. And please donate directly to John Myrick and Brenda Chaim, because I agree with Seth on that. If you try to go through the central committees or the MDGOP or the RNC, the candidates will never get that money. You want to go directly to the candidate. And my father was the same way. My family, we gave directly to Donald Trump. We didn't give to RNC. We didn't give to any other outliers. We didn't give to any committees. We went directly. We went to DonaldJTrump.com and we donated our money directly to Donald Trump. We wanted to make sure that our money went to him. Same thing with my governor, Ron DeSantis, when he ran for governor. My father actually wrote the governor a check, put it in his hand, put it in the governor's hand to make sure that he had it. Because my father said, if I give it to some other Joe Schmo, the governor's not going to get the money.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with you on that. So everybody, please like and subscribe tonight. We are on like 5 different platforms now. Please go to @America's Pulse Network on X, @America's Pulse Network on Rumble, @America's Pulse Network. Now we are on TikTok, @America's Pulse Network. We are now on Parler and @America's Pulse Network on True Social. And of course, don't forget to follow us on all of our platforms. Seth Eisenberg, don't forget to follow him on the Conservative Corner. Don't forget to watch his show every Sunday night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. You'll get more cursing. You'll get more liveliness. You'll get some great guests on the show. But he is awesome. And don't forget to follow him on X @ConservativeSeth on X. Of course, Damon Galdo. We have the Jersey Shore every Monday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. as well as Friday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. Don't forget to follow Damon Galdo on his X @Damon Galdo, on Facebook @Damon Galdo. And I don't know what other platforms are on Damon Galdo. But
they're up there. Nowhere.
They're up there. Elena Barbara, the Base Mother. Don't forget to follow the Base Mother on her Rumble channel. She's got a great Rumble channel. She's also on X as well. And you're on Facebook too, Elena. Is that correct?
I am now.
Okay, awesome.
Just joined.
Don't forget. And of course, Scott, you can tell us your handles. Unless he muted himself.
Yeah, I have Lieutenant Colonel Scott Willens Against Anti-Semitism on Facebook and Weird Science Maryland Band
Awesome.
on
Wait,
Facebook
Seth
as
Eisenberg,
well.
you're pointing. What are you pointing to?
I'm pointing at him. I was pointing at everybody when you were talking.
Oh, you're sweet. Okay. And of course, don't forget to follow me. I'm all over the place. Alexandra Levine on Facebook, at Alexandra Levi20 on X, at Air Levine on Instagram and Parler and TikTok, and I'm all over the place. And again, guys, this has been a wonderful show. And remember, we watch the Pulse because we believe in God, we believe in country, we believe in America first. Have a great night, guys.
Remember my butt.
Bye, guys.
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
That's what you are.
Reebok stock just went up 10%.
Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country, America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Righteous pride in this one big voice, it's our time. Generation fighters take the stand. From shore to shore we reclaim the land.